I'm going to share with you how I do my keyword research from start to finish, looking at 4 primary techniques, starting with Google Keyword Planner. People love Ahrefs, SEMrush, but Keyword Planner is where it's at. Start your journey with Keyword Planner. It's a simple, intuitive design by Google themselves. You're getting actual Google data, so it's pretty nice. So if you just simply search up Google Keyword Planner, you should be able to find it right here, and then you will need a Google account. Go to something like this. You will need a Google account to access it. And so that's something you can just quickly create for free. It will sometimes not give you all the data if you don't pay, but there's some ways you can kind of play with that. So I'll perhaps leave links. But to begin with, what website or what client or what are you working with? Let's say you're an e-commerce store and you sell red hats. Well, search that. Or let's say you sell hats. So we can put hats. You can put red hats. You can put yellow hats. And you can put blue hats. So perhaps you sell a lot of hats. You search that in here and it will give you ideas for keywords. So these are things that people search. So people search hats 1,000 times on Google. It's quite a bit per month. This is the average monthly search volume. You see it up and down. And this is actually nice because only Google will show you. Other tools won't show you this kind of like average changes in the traffic. But we don't want to go for hats because if we look at hats, all these huge companies are ranking there. And I assume that you aren't Zoomies or Amazon, right? So maybe we go for yellow hats, which gets 4,000 searches per month, which is not bad. I mean, if you convert at 1% of those, you're still getting great sales every month. So if we look at here, we have yellow108.com actually ranking here, and they aren't super authoritative or anything. So honestly, yellow hats. Let's make a website about yellow hats, or let's create a collection page about yellow hats. So this is the very basics of keyword research. You're really just trying to step into the shoes of the searcher. You know, who is your customer and how do they search into Google? They may not speak like they search. For example, people don't like using big words when they search. It's all about how fast can I search? How fast can I get my answer, get my product, etc. So they're not going to use big terms. You know, they're not going to, if they really want, you know, like a, I don't know, some complicated color, like a mustard hat, they probably will just say yellow hat instead of mustard. But mustard hat or mustard yellow hat, and you see how it starts giving me ideas. So this is another way of keyword research. It's just actually searching here and like playing around with Google like it's an AI, which it probably will be soon, and seeing what you have here. And so mustard yellow hat, we can add into our list. Click that there, get results, and see what it gives us. So 200 searches per month. And so less searches per month. So you may be like, oh, well, that's not worth it. But with mustard yellow hat, you're gonna have less competition probably. And yeah, so this is a tiny website ranking for mustard yellow hat, like tiny. You may not know these kind of metrics, but essentially they're getting like 50 clicks per month. So this is probably a pretty new website, probably no SEO done on this website, and they're ranking for mustard yellow hat. So what that means is you're more likely to win this keyword if you go for mustard yellow hat. And then if you win mustard yellow hat, you might actually end up winning yellow hats, right? So you can create a collection page or some kind of landing page for mustard yellow hats, and you may just win yellow hats. And this might be really basic for you if you're already in SEO, but I wanted to kind of make an introduction. So this gives you the keywords you provided, and then it gives you keyword ideas that they take from the ones you provided. So kind of look through here. Since we provided hats, there's gonna be a ton of recommendations that are very general, like custom hat or big hats. But if we go up here and we take off that, we're then gonna get more specific ones. So mostly this is gonna be ones that include the term, one of these terms. So they're going to include red hat, yellow hat, etc. in this just huge database of keywords. So, and then there's going to be related ones like yellow beanie. So maybe we want to create a page for yellow beanies so we can try to rank for this term. And this is how Google Keyword Planner works. You may not get these exact average monthly searches because you have to pay Google for that. So they may just show you ranges, like this might be 1,000 to 10,000 searches, somewhere in that range. And you can start searching through these and you just play around with some of these filters. See, you can do all kinds of cool stuff. They have color here, they have product. They kind of organize this some for you. So start playing around with it. You can add a filter here. You can say, I only want average monthly searches of, less than or greater than 20. And now why you may want to do that is because the lower search volume ones are typically going to have less competition. So you see a lot of these say low. I wouldn't necessarily trust what Google says is the competition, but perhaps like a blue trilby hat will be easier to rank for if you're a new website. And so this is kind of how you should start to think about keyword research, because it's actually evaluating of whether you can rank for this, whether it makes sense for your hat company to rank for this term, is really the biggest part of keyword research. It takes the most skill, and it's the most that you'll have to develop as you do this. So for example, if we're a brand new website, we might want to go to blue trilby hat because it's not too competitive. But if we're some huge website, if we're Zoomies, let's go for red hats, let's go for hats itself, right? So it depends on how big of a website you are. So I won't go too much into that, but you can play around here. See, we already have 2,000 results that are less than 20 search volume. So they give you a lot of stuff here. You can also, I believe you should be able to say what the keyword contains. So if we only want, trilby. So now that we saw that, am I spelling it right? Now that we saw trilby, we can only search trilby and see so we have a yellow trilby hat, and you start to see some patterns. Another important aspect of keyword research, looking for patterns. Keyword Planner, you should really spend a week here. You could spend a year here just kind of playing around with terms and learning how this all works. You can have up to 10 keywords. After that, you have to do a new search. But I won't stay on that too long because I don't want to waste your time. Another area you can start to search for keywords after you get a base idea of, hey, okay, maybe we're a hat company. These are the type of, searches people are looking to buy hats from. And we kind of have that figured out. We know mustard yellow hat is going to be a keyword we're going to want to rank for. Well, the other place you can look for nice quick wins and kind of deepen your search and get better recommendations is from Google themselves, from your own data. So I'm going to blur all of this out because this is client data. But essentially, Google Search Console, you'll have to set it up if you don't, will give you the keywords that you're currently ranking for. So if we take any of this list of keywords here and we input that into Google, and then we search our website, so like yellow hats, and then we search the name of our website, whatever it is, like beanies.com, and it either says we're there or it's not. Sometimes positions constantly change on Google, so sometimes. But this is super useful. I mean, Google Search Console will just give you thousands of these keywords. They will limit it if you're working with big websites. They will limit it to 1,000 keywords. And you can kind of filter down here as well. So you can go to pages and you can look at what individual pages are getting what keywords to try to manage this much data. But just looking through here, going row after row, column after column of keywords will be a great way to find a ton of keywords you can use in your SEO campaign. And this is great too, because Keyword Planner and the other tools you'll become familiar with, they aren't always accurate, and oftentimes they'll have 0 search volume or like 10 search volume, like Blue Trilby, when in reality, they actually have way more traffic than that. And you'll see that in your Google Search Console. It'll say, hey, impressions are 20,000 per month. Well, the keyword search volume, according to these tools, is like 10, right? So those are great wins. You're gonna have less competition. You're gonna make more money. So it's all fun and games. Another good one is Ahrefs. So Ahrefs or SEMrush, whichever you prefer. I've gone between them for years and years, and I oftentimes have both accounts. They'll also give you a keyword explorer or a keyword magic tool, as SEMrush is, and you can do a similar thing to this keyword planner. I think too many people rely on these and they get so comfortable in here that they never go to keyword planner. But keyword planner has better data, and it has some cool use cases. You'll find some cool stuff. So, because if you see already, if we go to matching terms, that means that all of these terms has the word hats in them. Big hats, trucker hats, fitted hats. You can already see the search volume here is 243, while the search volume for normal hats on this was a different number. So these are all estimations. And so, I have the Trilby setting on. Yeah, so it's 300,000 on Google Keyword Planner. I typically prefer the Keyword Planner just because it's directly from Google. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. So yeah, I mean, you can search here, and it's really about getting creative of what keyword you put in here. So hats. And then again, filtering. So all of this is just data stuff. So we want to search Trilby because we want to see what kind of Trilby hat keywords are available. So men's Trilby hats, women Trilby hats, all this kind of stuff. Keyword difficulty says 0, which is actually a nice indicator, but you can't trust these difficulty terms at all, these metrics. You really have to look at this for yourself, and getting deeper into the analysis of, hey, can we rank for women Trilby hats? I mean, Amazon is right here, but maybe we can rank here. Who's Vintage Hat Shop? Are we at the same authority of Vintage Hat Shop? These questions I'll go into more in the next episode of keyword research. But you can start to get an idea here. Like this number DR kind of gives you an idea of authority, the strength of a website. And so if we're 25 DR, perhaps we can make this third listing there. And we don't have a ton, but I wouldn't discount these 10 search volume ones. So Trilby hats for toddlers. I kind of love that. I wouldn't discount these at all. But see, even though it says not available for the difficulty, you do have Amazon, Target, and Walmart. So these, even though it's low search volume, might be still difficult. So use those tools all you want. They're fantastic. They'll give you an idea of the search volume. You can get all the question keywords and all kinds of interesting stuff from Google Search Console. Check out this article here. Tons of great stuff on there. All kinds of fun stuff. So is there anything I missed for just basic keyword research? Episode 1 of keyword research. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure there's things I've missed. These are the 3 easiest tools to start with: Keyword Planner, Ahrefs, and Google Search Console. Don't underestimate Google Search Console. At the same time, have fun with these sort of keyword tools. Start exploring. And I think that's the thing I'm going to leave you with, is have fun. You really should. The most important tool you can use right now is a notebook and pen. Really. I'm not kidding. A notebook and pen. Just write down the ideas. So you have color hats. You have type hats. So like Trilby we discovered. So that's a type of hat, Trilby. You have cap, which is a synonym to hat. And so these inputs, what are called seed keywords, they're very important. So if you put in a seed keyword like cap to any of these tools, including Search Console, you can filter by keyword having cap. You can see there's totally new keywords. There's dunce hat, which doesn't have the cap, but it's fun. Starter cap, I'm sure baseball cap, all these kind of things. So the seed keyword is where the creativity and the fun is involved. So have really good time with it and start exploring keywords in that way. Now, one other thing I forgot to mention is competitor research. So we saw that Vintage Hat Shop we're gonna actually throw that into Ahrefs here and see what keywords they're ranking for. And you get an Ahrefs bar just up here more. Ahrefs bar, and SEMrush has the SEO Quake keyword extension right there that you can connect. So here, if you go to Site Explorer and you type in vintage hat shop, you'll get a list of keywords. So we go here, vintage hat shop, and you can also use the bar if you want. Copy that. And so this is a list of keywords that your competitor ranks for, or any website ranks for. Sometimes it can be Walmart. You can filter Amazon for cap or hat, or blue hat, or Trilby, and try to figure out all of these different keywords that are available within databases. So Ahrefs is just a database. Google is just a database. And you see Trilby hat, cowboy hat, Western hats. There's 35,000 keywords here. So there's a lot here. Perhaps I'll do a tutorial on Ahrefs or SEMrush, but tons of filtering as always. So if we wanted to say that it has to contain Trilby and see all the keywords with Trilby that come up on this vintage or village hat shop. Is that what it is? It is. I've been saying it wrong this whole time. But if we want to see all the Trilby hat keywords that this website ranks for, we can filter it on Ahrefs. And this is actually the most powerful out of all these things that you can do. But you don't want to get too lazy, because the creative brainstorming with finding C keywords and using your brain, your SEO brain, is really going to be the most important thing for finding very good opportunities. That, and then looking for little websites like this, Village Hat Shop. They don't have to be in the same location as you. They don't even have to be in the same niche. So Old School Hats, we see it's ranking for 5,000 keywords. That's going to be a better one, because if we have higher DR than them, higher authority, then we're gonna steal all their keywords, right? And so those are really, this is the last remaining keyword research technique. The last. Okay, tell me if I'm missing any obvious ones, but doing this competitive research, if it ever loads, is very useful. You're gonna find a ton of keywords. Driving cap, you're gonna find a lot of seed keywords. So like their cap, we can try to figure out, oh, there's a pattern here. So beanie, there's a pattern. Let's go back to Keyword Planner. Let's type down beanie. So these are just pretty much types of hats. So then you say, okay, well, let me do actual research and just search types of hats. Oh, look, fedora, baseball cap, beanie, bucket hat. So now we can filter any of these keyword databases, these keywords SEO tools that we're using, keyword research tools. We can just plop any of these seed keywords in there. You all kinds of crazy straw hat. There's probably thousands of types of hats, list of hat styles, right? So Wikipedia is always amazing for research. So don't get stuck on just SEO tools. Keyword research is more than tools, it's actual research. So anyway, have fun with it. Let me know if I missed anything. How do what are some cool tips, cool ways that you research keywords? Keep me posted. Thank you so much for watching and supporting and liking, commenting, subscribing, doing whatever you feel is right. Thank you. I appreciate it. You have a wonderful day.